At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Pull up the bubbles here. Hopefully, we got more than one person that's in here. That's me on my phone watching it. So shout out to me. You know, it's tough in the middle of the bear market. It ain't easy. But I was trying to get me out of the way here. XDC leading the charge for today. And that's nice to see. You know, we've talked about XDC for a long time on this channel. You know, I've had Eagle from Blockchain Monkeys on, and he's really bullish on it. Some of the stuff that they're building out, and I was actually looking for a place to sell it, but could not find an exchange besides Bitmart or BitGo that have XDC on it. So I guess I'm going to just keep hodling. I'm not going to take profits right now, which is a mistake because it's going to drop back down to wherever it started to pump from. Around it's 4 cents-ish. So if you have XDC, which a lot of you guys probably don't, take some profits. The other big winners here, Casper. You know, that's actually why Chaos Chris told me about this wallet here, txbit.io. And you can jump on here and trade some of these degen coins. And in New York, I was able to get right on. So you can buy some Casper if you want. I mean, this coin, I have a feeling it's just going to keep going up. Like, it has not stopped. And there's no signs of it slowing down. So this TXBit is a cool exchange if you want to get on there and maybe hot a little bit of that. I might look into that. I was looking at some of the other coins they have on here, and they have a decent selection, but it's a lot of coins I've never even heard of. So a lot of degeneracy on here, but you know what? It's another option. What is the hell's BPO? Wow, yeah, there's a lot of degen coins on here. So Super Nintendo coin. Wow. All right, let's check. So the other winner, Casper. And we know Casper, that's something that I'm bullish as hell on. I have my bag of it staked, getting 11% interest, and the circulating supply is almost all out. So there's no more inflation coming for Casper. They have enterprise and institutional partners that are using their software, using their enterprise plug and play. So look into it. I'm bullish as hell. It's a great play, in my opinion, to just stake and chill. You know, it was up at 6 cents and now we're at 3.5. But these are long-term plays. Like, none of these coins are just going to pump 100% overnight. Like this XDC pump, I didn't see that coming. And that's how crypto is. But you got to be in these to win it, and you sell the green candles. You know, I don't have anywhere to sell it, you know, so I'm just hodling it for now. But that's why I only have $500 or so. I'm not sitting on these massive bags where I'm losing out on thousands of dollars by not selling. So let's check on our babies here, Pulsechain and the hexes, and man, is it getting ugly. Volume is falling off a cliff for PulseX, Pulsechain down to sacrifice rate. I mean, nothing going on. I mean, talk about brutal bear market. You know, it sucks, but I'm stacking my ink. I'm just letting my liquidity sit here. You know, about $15,000, and I'm just letting my incentive ride. You know, I really think it's the ink token. Once it pops up, you know, say it goes to $10 a coin, you know, there's a couple $100. Then it goes to $50 a coin. Now I have $1,000. I can buy up all the Pulse or PulseX that I lose to impermanent loss, which I haven't done the full ratio right now, but I'm so close to even, because at the beginning, incentive was worth so much. You could get so much of the Pulse and the PulseX back from just like half of a coin. So check out some of the DGen plays. Honestly, kind of sucks right now. You know, this is cryptos. Why you can't force anything. This is why you can't, you know, expect to make massive gains every single day or whenever you're just buying and trading. It doesn't work like that. You know, you got to be patient, have a plan. And once you set your plan in motion and things start pumping because you identify great projects with a great founder, great utility, a vibrant community, or some kind of of just utility you like if you play poker like I do. I love casino coin. You know, other people, you know, they like the memes. So Pepe and PP, you know, it's there's so many different things out here, but you just got to be patient. You can't force anything and pick like what I did. You know, my strategy for the PRC 20s was I thought, all right, when my friends called me and say, I want to buy a couple $100 a link, I want to buy this, I'm going to send them to Pulsechain to save the fees. So I imagine other people are going to do that. So I stacked up on my quant, you know, on quant, Chainlink, Uniswap, Alluvium, Pepe, Texan. I'm a perma bull on. Shout out to Rags. You know, obviously Hedron and ICOSA. We have, if you're a Hexagon, you hopefully have that staked on app.icosa.pro and are earning passive income. And then I got SHIB and Render. And that's it. You know, so I have my coins that I've identified that I like that I'm going to continue to trade and go from there. You know, the times like this suck. There's nothing going on right here. So what am I going to do? I want to win. So I was telling my buddy the other day, he was like complaining about stuff. I said, bro, you need to go right now and start minting NFTs on Pulsechain. You know, my first one I did, I actually have 5 of them, but they're not showing up on the website. So I'm going to show you something right now. So you can go and you can mint your NFT on here for 20,000 Pulsechain, right? Which is not much at all. So let's see, PZen. So that one is going to pay me next year. Well, the 260 days from now, 1.5 billion Zen. So let's see what 1.5 billion Zen is. $34. So that's 332,000 Pulsechain right now at these prices. So to go mint this NFT right now, a max VMU, you go to category and just go to collector and do the max count and do the Zenturion and hit and just mint it. And look at the price. Let's see what this is. So it's 31,000 right now. So I'm going to just do it because I'm going to do this on stream every single day. So you guys hopefully get in the habit of doing this because, you know, 30,000 pulse. And that's getting you, if you do a max mint, that's 2.9. So double that up right there. So 2.9 is $67, 637,000 Pulsechain. So right there, for 25,000, you have to get a 25x in Pulsechain just to compete with what these NFTs are paying you. So it's like a no-brainer. If you want to accumulate more Pulsechain and you don't really have much money, here's your way to do it right here. For $10, you can get yourself, you know, millions of Pulsechain in the middle of the next bull run. And it's crazy to me how people just talk shit on Zen. It's like, use it to make money and buy more of the stuff that you really like. Because I was really thinking that Bitcoin was going to push up to 35,000 and we were going to have a little alt season run. And I'm giving it one more week. And if I'm giving it till the Fed meeting this week, because they're going to raise rates again. And I think that's going to be the nail in the coffin. And I've been talking to some people behind the scenes that are glued in to what's going on with some of the big boys in the industry. And I've been paying attention to the Grayscale Premium. Expedition, what's up, my man? Love your videos. Love how you're scoping all the time on the market. Thanks for the great info. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you stopping in. And you got any questions, anything you want me to talk about? I'm here, man. Just ask. So this grayscale premium, it's going up. It was at 40 something percent. It's at 26 now. So it's almost dropped in half. So I was thinking, if once they get their ETF approved, this all of a sudden becomes spot, that 26% premium or discount is now all of a sudden market price. So you just made 26% on that immediately from it getting approved. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is they're actually going to potentially tank this. Something's going to happen behind the scenes with Barry Siebert and DCG. I really think that because with Genesis, they had $1 billion that they took from Genesis of even my Filecoin is locked up there still. They took it and promised yield on it and went insolvent. So that $1 billion that DCG it's one of their main companies, and they own CoinDesk. They own a handful of companies, and that's Grayscale's parent company, Digital Currency Group, and Barry Silbert. So I've been paying attention to Fidelity and watching some stuff, and I really think what's going to happen is they're going to put a lot of pressure on this and drive the price back down into the 30s. And then with that lawsuit with the Winklevosses and the $1 billion that they owe them, it could put them in a big, big, big hole. And I think they're going to end up having to sell out to Fidelity. And what other way for one of the giants of the world, the banking industry, the TradFi industry, to just give full control over all of crypto, just like that, without people, with all of the plebs not even realizing what happened. And I'll explain to you why they'll have full control. I'm sure a lot of you know this already, but if this happens, first of all, look at who, I'll just read it first for anybody, you guys that are new about this. According to rumors, Fidelity plans to acquire Grayscale, the world's largest digital asset management company with over $20 billion in assets. Grayscale allows customers to dab in through their exchange-traded funds and trusts. They have them for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink. This is a whole list of coins right here. However, the Bitcoin ETF is the main milking cow. Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF. It charges $16 billion, or 80% of the assets. Notably, the company offers Bitcoin futures ETF, not spot. The SEC has not greenlighted any of them yet. They applied for it in March, getting a rejection. The SEC rejected Fidelity's plea for one. When will the giant file again? We don't know. So what's in it for Fidelity? Grayscale claims that its Bitcoin trust is solely and passively invested in Bitcoin, enabling investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin. Meanwhile, the DCG, Digital Currency Group, Grayscale's parent company, and the Bitcoin Trust are the largest Bitcoin holders in the world after Satoshi, making them the most influential players on the market. So a lot of people don't know that. They think, I don't know what they think. A lot of these people, I don't know if they even have a clue. But these are the biggest players in the world right here. So Fidelity taking control of this, they now seize control of the biggest wallet of Bitcoin, hence controlling the market of all of crypto for the time being until the flipping happens or until Pulsechain flips Bitcoin, whatever that event is. The flipping is going to happen. Fidelity has doubled down on Bitcoin-related stocks since the start of the year. The corporation is now the third largest MicroStrategy stock owner, increasing exposure by over 650% year to date. And if you look at all the other the top owners, the next closest is up 40% of MicroStrategy stock. And Fidelity is up 668%. So they're the third largest owner of the trust. So could you imagine, or of MicroStrategy? So MicroStrategy now, Fidelity controls a massive portion of them. And then if they could take over Grayscale's trust, they're now by far the biggest owners of Bitcoin in the world, and they now have control of it. So it just gives all the more reason for people to attack the Grayscale Trust and try to seize control of 600,000 Bitcoin. There was a really good point. Business intelligence firm MicroStrategies, famously one of the largest Bitcoin holders on the market with 140,000. So that's 4 times less than what Grayscale has. So where was it here? The regulatory troubles have played out in Bitcoin's favor. However, the growing fiat interest in the sector is not devoid of irony. Small retail investors could have seen the Bitcoin market as a way of gaining independence from Big Brother. However, if rumors of Fidelity acquiring Grayscale are true, Bitcoin decentralization will remain a myth. So all these maxis out here, they don't even care that they're losing the most important thing in crypto is decentralization and being able to control your own keys, control your crypto, control your wealth. It's crazy. I wish Wagme Games was on Pulsechain. Sacked for it at the beginning, up big time and going to hold. Well, I saw that, the Wagme Games. I had to, all I have is some Altura and some Vulcan Forged. So and Equilibrium on the XRP ledger. So I'm really not deeply invested into the gaming niche of the market, and I really need to do that. But I think if we don't have this little pump before the meeting on Tuesday, which I don't know, it's the weekend, I'm just not seeing it. I think that this could be the point where they drive down the markets so they can reaccumulate and then hand over Fidelity or a Grayscale to Fidelity. And they're building all their stuff out on the back end. I mean, we've been going to Fidelity's website on here for months and HEX Trust and seeing what they're doing. And right on their top, crypto is now the 5th tab. So they're constantly building out new stuff on here for their cryptocurrency. And I really think that's going to be the play. I talked to some really smart people behind the scenes, in my personal life, and they said that's the play. That the SEC is going to approve all the ETFs, or not all, but a couple at once. I think 2 or 3. And I'm really curious to see when that timing is, because if the Fed they're going to raise rates again another quarter or 25 points. So that's going to be the last one. So people are going to be talking about, we're in a recession because they're in that transitory period where they're just holding tight, and it's going to get bad. And then they're going to start easing again by March of next year. So that's coincidentally right before the Bitcoin halving. So with this, you got to look at it the positive way about and say, all right, that's good. That gives us another 6 months to accumulate. And then right before the halving, I think we're going to rip, and we're going to have a massive, massive bull run. It's going to happen in 6-8 months, and people are going to be calling for 250K Bitcoin, 150K, whatever it is. And it's going to stop at 90, 100, 110, and people are going to get left holding bags and get wrecked because people are getting smarter now. Markets are trading way out in front of this stuff. And I listened to Raoul Paul with the markets pricing in all this stuff. He said the interest rate hikes were all priced into the market last year, the end of last year when the bottom was in. They wanted to drive Bitcoin down to 10K, but they couldn't. Yeah, bro. HEX, exactly. The HEX Trust too. I've been talking about them for months on here, and I like to go. If you guys haven't been here, just go to hextrust.com and just go to the blog and just kind of see some of the new stuff that they're working on. The Blockworks crypto is leaving the US, and that's okay. Let's see that's so funny. That is so funny. So there we go. Hex Trust launches ETH native staking after Chapella upgrade. So meanwhile, this is way too risky for us. You know, all the hucksters and the non-compliance in this industry is way too risky for retailers in the United States. But if you are a institution or a corporation or a hedge fund, you can stake with Hex Trust, no problem. No problem. So these guys will do everything for you. You know, if you say you are a fund and, you know, all of us in here, we each threw in $50,000 and there's 50 of us in there. We had $2.5 million and none of us had a clue how to use any DeFi. We just all owned Ethereum. We would call Hex Trust and say, hey, you know, we got $2.5 million between all of us. We want to get into DeFi. You know, what do we do? And they'll come in and they will pretty much set up a custodianship for us where we give them our keys or give them our crypto, and they, you know, have all of the intermediaries with MetaMask to use all these dApps, all these staking protocols. And it's just so hypocritical that all these guys can do this right now, no problem. But for the little guy, it's way too risky. You know, it's crazy. So, you know, you can follow them on Twitter at Hex Trust. And, you know, they put some really good stuff out here. And you can just see the hypocrisy of like the SEC and the mainstream media with where they say the industry is going. And then you see the polar opposite happening. You know, Fidelity is building out interoperability so we can use their platform. So when they tokenize everything, you know, that's going to be the other big catalyst is tokenization of assets, of real world assets. You know, Ripple talked about it huge in their Q3 report that I just read last month. And you see all the big boys talking about that. Sorry. And that's where we're going. Anything, bridges, statues, you know, anything historic, you know, parks, whatever it is going to be tokenized. And the markets are going to be huge for them. It's going to bring in trillions of dollars. And that's going to be by 2030. I think we'll have a blow off top, big bull run. And then all of this stuff is going to be built out for these guys to be using. You know, Hex Trust has to get all of their protocols working for all of their, you know, compliance issues, all their interoperability issues, all their security issues, all of that stuff. So all of us can come in and use what they have to offer. You know, so they have full custody and settlement APIs for Swift and interfaces, allocated transaction rules across users' wallets, transactions, hierarchy rules, multi-wallet infrastructure, bank grade inflows. You know, so they have everything that these guys need for the big money to come into these markets, and we're just on the cusp of this happening. You know, I've been paying close attention to Fidelity, to Hex Trust, to these security token markets, and a lot is happening. And with Fidelity picking up Grayscale, I think that's going to be right when conveniently all their platforms are built out, ready to go. You know, I watched a stream with Fidelity's brokers maybe 4 months ago, and they said it was going to be about 8 to 10 months before their stuff was ready. So I think by the year's end, these platforms are going to be ready. The big boys are going to start offering products and services to us retailers, and that's when they're going to send the markets. You know, they're going to be pumping before, but we're going to really see the blow off tops, you know, after they can get in all the pension funds, all of the hedge funds, all of the sovereign wealth funds, you know, all of these guys that can't invest right now, that the XRP and the Ripple ruling is going to inevitably pave the way for, because I was just reading that ruling is now going to put a huge wrench in their cases against Coinbase and some of their other lawsuits against the exchanges. So, you know, we'll see. Oh, you're talking about Hex and yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. The Hex Investment Trust. Yeah. That's awesome for accredited investors too. Is a great way to spread adoption and, you know, just get TradFi into the markets. But yeah. I wasn't even talking about the Hex Investment Trust at all. I read that there and I was just scrolling back and forth and I just saw Hex Trust and I talk about it so much on the stream. And it's just not, it's cool just to see that the platforms for these guys are here being built right now. And they're being integrated. Partnerships are getting signed left and right. So, and this is what we need. The last thing we need is decentralized recovery where, people don't have to worry about writing their seed phrases down. That's going to be a key to mass adoption. And I think that Solana phone too, when that releases, that could be a big game changer. I'm bullish on Solana and Avalanche. Like I own them in my IRA. I don't own them like in my liquid bags right now. I wouldn't, because I think all these other coins in the Richard Hart ecosystem, some of these Hedera altcoins, the XLM altcoins, I think they'll outperform these old layer ones. Those are like the conservative, I just call them like boomer coins almost at this point. Hell yeah. Hex aliens. If you're an initial Hex investment trust investor, you got to look at Linqto, bro, and look at Ripple stock on there and PolySign. Like, I am so bullish on those two. I have 7 clients that have bought into those right there. And the more research you do for those, like it's just like, man, I see where they're going, the partnerships they're making, and everybody was under NDAs because of the lawsuit. And I really think in the next couple months, you're going to start to see major fireworks as they start to get ready for their launch their IPOs in London and Dubai, and then they'll do the United States last. Conveniently, when XRP is at like $5, so that 48 billion that's on their balance sheet at $5 gives them over $240 billion. That'll be $300 billion. So buying in at a $10 billion valuation, that's your 30x. Coinbase did a 36x on Linqto from $10 to 360. So I mean, I could see that right there. And I don't think XRP is going to do a 30x, but the stock is on Linqto because that's where all the VC money is. And I just been watching Brad and Linda P. Jones, who's really smart. She's a gold bug. She's bullish as hell on it. And she's been dropping some alpha on that. So I've been paying close attention, but something to definitely look at. And yes, this Hex Trust are custodians for institutions, and basically they are the bridge for them to get into crypto and DeFi and Web3. And the Hex Investment Trust is what the OGs put together for accredited investors to invest into Hex in a different way. So yeah, do not confuse those two. I didn't even mean to. And yeah, I got a little excited. But yeah, guys, I think this is inevitable now. Rags has been talking about it for a while now on his streams that Bitcoin is completely corrupted. It is owned by the big boys in the traditional world. And this right here is just the nail in the coffin for Fidelity to just be handed Bitcoin on a platter, or control of Bitcoin and control of the market on a platter. So what is that? Bullish for Pulsechain. It's bullish for DeFi. People don't like these guys. So anyone that's on the fence or whatever, they're going to lean towards DeFi now and not go this route. Of course, they're going to suck in their traditional investors, which is fine. But it makes me more bullish for real DeFi out here, which is obviously Hex, Pulsechain, Aptos for sure, real DeFi, VC funded, Optimism, real DeFi, Arbitrum, real DeFi, just joking. All of them have no loyalty. I don't even know why people use them. The fees are cheap. I guess they did have first mover advantage over Pulsechain, but yeah, I'm not. I only have I bought a DEX on 2 DEXs on Optimism and 1 on Arbitrum just to have a little bit of exposure, but I'm honestly regretting it now. I really think I'm regretting it. They've really disappointed. But and then selling out of Radix, that's the one thing that I feel is going to haunt me in the future. I really do think Radix has a really good future, and I'm gonna buy this bag back if it dips back towards like under 5 cents. or under 4 cents. I mean, sorry, under 4 cents. I'll be a buyer again. Pulsechain is a bit too centralized to be considered DeFi. In what sense? The OA accounts? Because the amount of validators, there's like 40,000, I think. So I'd consider it decentralized, but with the OA accounts, you can make a good point that it isn't in a sense, but no admin keys. I look at it as real DeFi. I just don't. Yeah, the no admin keys I think is way more of an argument for real DeFi than the OA account is for it not. But regardless, there's so much building on Pulsechain that the projects on Pulsechain, like Texan, I know the founders of Matt and Rags. There's going to be so much stuff building on there. You have the opportunity to support people and you've grown to know over the years in the community. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is the utility driven projects that will come once new money floods into whatever narrative it is, at the end of the year, heading into 2024, as interest rates start to be dropped, as QE starts, as Bitcoin halving becomes, as we approach a couple months from it. I think we're going to see fireworks then. And I wouldn't mind, I'm giving it another week, guys. If Bitcoin can't pop above 30, 31K by the end of next week, I mean, all bets are off for me. I could be wrong, but I think we're going to go back down, and it might be time, if you're in profit in any of these coins, XDC, if you bought any of the ISO coins or Stellar, it might be time to maybe take some profits and recalibrate, in a couple months or in a couple weeks, because the Richard Hart ecosystem, I think, is going to decouple once the movie release comes out and all the hype from that takes over all social media. We're in the middle of the bear market. Nothing is going on right now. Like, it's boring as hell. I think that's going to be a huge stir for crypto and for the ecosystem, because crypto is just so silent. What else is there to compete with nationwide filled up cinemas with hexagons going crazy? Like, the social media stir is going to be unbelievable. So, I'm looking at trimming a couple more bags like I did with Radix, and I sold some of my Kava, and tomorrow some of my Osmosis comes unstaked, because they dropped the staking percentage from 22 to 19 to 6%. So I have some in Atomic Wallet and some in Trust Wallet. I'm unstaking all of it in Trust Wallet, and I'm going to swap it out for ETH and bridge it over and just buy more Pulsechain, because we're now right at basically sacrifice rate. So, I mean, these prices are going to look so good in a year. I got a crystal ball right in front of me. I just looked into it, and yeah, Pulsechain is going to be up 10x a year from now. So pack your bags. We got 6 months. Lindsay and I had a good stream last night just talking about the $10,000 rule. That 10 grand is what separates you from a billionaire. Just daily life. You have bills, expenses, your air conditioner breaks, you chip a tooth, whatever the hell it is, you're always spending money. So when an opportunity, like when Pulsechain or something dips like crazy, you don't have a couple grand to throw into it and catch that 2-3x. You don't have that, $5 grand to put into a Pulse and PulseX if there's a bottom sign or something like that. And when you have that 10 grand and you're able to put it in and catch a 2-3x, now you have 20-30 grand. And when the bull market comes, you could turn that into hopefully 100 or 200, and then the next bull market into over $1 million. So that's the difference between multimillionaires and us, is we don't have that just money we can go in the backyard and dig up when there's an opportunity that comes across, like Ripple stock and Polysign stock on Linqto. Not many people have $5 grand, because that's the minimum buy to just unload and buy that. And if you did it in the last 2 years, you're up at least 20-30%. For the people that got in at $30, it's almost $60 now. So you're almost doubled up. in 2 years in the worst bear market ever. So there is opportunity out there. You just got to find it. You got to be a shark. You got to be a savage. And yeah, that is all that separates the really rich people from everyday working people. And yeah, start putting money aside, start saving, change, start just putting $10 away here and there into an envelope, whatever it is, start somewhere, because that first couple $1,000s, turning it into 5, 10K. And then from there, you have 4 or 5 opportunities with a couple $1,000. And from there, just, it escalates. So all 14 peeps here reminds me of Discord Syndicate 2 years ago. Anyone here is fucking serious about this and here to learn? I love it. Yeah, bro. Exactly. Like if you're watching my streams now, like we're so shadow banned, we don't get out anywhere. Like I text people and say, hey, did you get the notification that I'm streaming in a half hour? Nope, I didn't. I have all. Are you sure you have them all? Yeah, I have the bell button and all pushed. And so it's like, it's crazy, but people don't want to hear reality. They don't want to hear a conservative estimate of what's going on. And I've been here every day now for 4 years, the entire last cycle, researching, reading all these websites, all the news sites, in Twitter spaces, talking to friends, talking to old people I worked with in the real estate markets, talking to billionaires, talking to business owners. I talked to so many people, and I need to have a grasp on all of the market. And people are just, they have no attention spans anymore. It's so hard for them to conceive of how could I ever save $5,000 or $10,000. It's like, well, if I guarantee if I hung out with you for a day, I could point out 2 or 3 things that could save you money immediately. And it's just having friends that'll do that for you, or like surrounding yourself with better people. There's so many things you got to do. So for yourself, to make those changes, and it's going to feel uncomfortable. Nothing's going to be easy. And, with crypto, like I've gotten hacked at the worst time, right at the start of the last bull run. My adoption Amplifier wallet got nuked. So the couple million HEX I had before staking any of it, after, it was bad. It was really bad, right before big payday. So it sucked. And I lost, it was like basically $100,000 hack. It would have turned into millions, but you know what? It's all right. Being here now and having the knowledge that I do, if I just had made $1 million or $2 million, and I probably wouldn't have put the time in to study and research and understand the markets. I would have been like, yeah, it was, I got lucky, and who knows what would have happened. But I feel so much more confident in the coins that I own, the coins that I talk about, the coins I think are going to be bullish. Like, I just had a feeling XRP and XLM are going to be so important to the new financial system. As much as you hate it, there's generational wealth that can be made on it. You can take your XLM and XRP and put it into decentralized liquidity pools with automated market makers, no impermanent loss. And as the pools grow, the yields grow. Like there's nothing like it now, but they're coming in a year or two. And it's just like breaking that toxic maximalism mindset and like fear of, oh God, if I come up here and I go mint this NFT, I'm going to get HEX communicated. It's like, fuck that. I just block those type of people. I'm not going to keep this Zen forever. I'm going to sell some of it and get all my pulse chain back, and hopefully get 10x. And each one that's costing me 20,000 Zen or pulse chain, I'll get 200,000 back or 400,000 back in the middle of the bull run. Like you never know, but you have to be in this stuff and willing to take chances and willing to have stuff go to zero. These NFTs, I'm doing it on Avalanche. I'm doing it on Polygon and on Pulse Chain. Ethereum's too expensive. All these blue chips on here, they've been dead for the last 2 weeks. Chainlink, Uniswap, they're getting nuked right now. I've lost millions of Pulse Chain just holding them, but I don't care. I see where the potential for this is to go, and I don't want to just be scrambling around for saying, oh God, I owned Illuvium back at 45 cents and now it's $1. What the hell? Or God, I had Quant. Why did I sell it? Like that's the stuff that puts you on tilt and makes you do crazy things. Like I've seen it all over the place. Like Pepe, if they build out on Pulsechain, could you imagine where that could go? So just putting $50 into it and forgetting about it, you'll be so much better in the future mentally if you do that now, if it pumps, because you always forget about the things you missed out on, or they linger over you more than the stuff you win on. It's nuts. Like this Casper thing is driving me nuts. I couldn't buy it on any exchanges. I found out about it in like January. So let's see where it was in January. It was at 0.4 of a penny. So it's done almost a 10x from there. And I just was too lazy to reach out to Chaos Chris and be like, yo, where can I get this? And he just told me about an exchange for it last week. And we were into that one early. Aptos 2, I didn't buy because I hate VC funded stuff and Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. So I didn't buy this in January again, which was right here at $3, and it ran up. I missed a 6x on that. That could have been a lot of Pulsechain I could have bought, but you got to learn from your mistakes. And I did that. I'm learning from my mistakes. It's changed my strategy. It's changed the way I think about stuff. It's made me really realize fundamentals are great. Utility's great, but it's a cult-like community that matters right now in crypto. That's it over all the fundamentals. That's where I messed up last cycle. And HEX really showed me that these other coins I expected to do 100Xs did terrible. And the ones that I didn't even remember I had did 200Xs. So that's crypto. You never know what's going to pump. You never know when it's going to pump. And we're lucky with Richard Hart that we have Hart's Law. So all of these coins move in tandem. PulseX, Pulsechain, Incentive, and PHEX. So we're really lucky with that. We don't have to worry about, oh God, Hart's Law is a beautiful thing. So you can kind of just pack your bags and just forget about them and relax. So just it's time to just DCA in, guys. Like, honestly, I'm worried that I really thought Bitcoin was looking good, but talking to some people that are way smarter than me and at a way higher level, people in circles they run with are telling me to say, yeah, bro, it's they're trying to push it down right now. They want that trust. So, and they want it at a premium, I would say in the 30s, because that's just more money for them once they flip that to a spot. That 33% discount, it goes away. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for tonight. That's the rant. Really not much happening, but I just I'm really sold on now that this is the move that's going to shake up crypto and hand all of Bitcoin and all of their digital gold right to TradFi and right to the people that we're getting away from. But we have our whole ecosystem to build on, to play on. DeFi is going to be, I think, a narrative again this cycle, and real DeFi or liquid staking or something like that. And also like the AR, VR, AI, and then tokenization of assets. That for sure that's coming. Whether it's like tokenizing like Pokemon cards or royalties for artists, or I was looking at a site Tune FM on HBAR where you can buy in and start earning royalties if a song does well. You can buy tracks from artists and put them together and like make your own song through AI with signed off tracks by that artist approved and beats. And if it goes viral, there's just so much coming. So many cool things. Don't get distracted now. Don't get funned out. Don't get distraught. Like, this is what crypto does to you. It makes you feel like you did the wrong thing, that every purchase you made was the wrong one. I bought now, it's going to dump. If I sell now, it's going to pump. We all feel that way. The second we hit the sell button, the green candles come. And the second we buy, it goes down 20%. We all feel that way. So 5 PHEX to make it $500 a day, bro. That's awesome. And the 100, wow, that's doubled. And yeah, so this is too why I'm really bullish on eHEX, because it's so undervalued and the liquidity is nothing. So it can pump really hard, and you can take that and then bridge it over to Pulsechain. So we have it's a whole new market now, whole new cycle, and stuff with liquid loans, with, interoperability coming. Like, guys, you guys are so lucky to be here now. Just make a plan for yourself if you don't have one. If you need help, reach out to me. I'm here to help you guys in any way I can. And yeah, guys, that's all I got for tonight. Appreciate you guys stopping in here. You too, cryptologist. Have a nice weekend yourself. Just the truth, no BS. Much appreciated. Much respect, Vibra. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, bro. I'm here. I'm an open book. I'm going to tell you about everything that I screwed up on. I'm going to tell you about everything that hit it out the park. I'm going to tell you everything that I'm bullish on, everything I'm bearish on, and why. And if I'm wrong, I'll come back and say, yeah, I got that one way wrong. And I'm not going to act like I know everything. Like, I don't. I'm just one person on YouTube. So I wish I had a crystal ball. If I did, I'd let you guys all know what it says. So like, share, subscribe, and we will tomorrow. So yeah, Sunday night, tomorrow night with Chaos Chris from the Verse. That'll be an awesome stream. He's super smart, bro, with the just like the in-depth dive and the understanding of the technology, like the stuff that I can't read just because it's so boring. The white papers and stuff, like, he loves it, and he just brings like that, like, yin and yang to like my kind of vibe on stream. So tomorrow night at I think 9:30 p.m. Chaos Chris and myself from the Verse. It'll be a really good one. So tune in. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.